What's up, everybody? Calling back here for a look at Week 18 in the queue for the Halifax Moose. You're not going to see much for the next 15 minutes. Just going to let some people trickle in while I get all the links sent out to the Facebook groups. So have patience with me. Just going to get all that stuff ready. Actually, you know what? I will play the previous games. Have patience, guys. So this is going to be Charlottetown's replay.
That has happened for Marcus Vidicek as Jake Furlong will hand off to Moravitz. Little redirect from Lou Levesque on the way through, and Ozils. Shot fought off there by Ozils. Jake Furlong now with the line. He'll hand it off here for Levesque. Swept back for Vidicek across to McKinnon. McKinnon lets it fly. He scores! Dylan McKinnon, his first of the season, and the Mooseheads are going to open the scoring here in the first period. Well, that was a long time coming for Dylan McKinnon, who has had just some highlight reel passes this year. Great puck movement. And this time it's a well-placed shot that will find its way past Axel Ozils. Dylan McKinnon is going to open the scoring here. 13:55 left in this first period. Peter Reynolds dropping it back for Moravitz. Across now to Furlong. Pump right back to Moravitz. On the left side to Lou Felix Denis. Trying to shake off a Powers. Down here for Moravitz. Deep in the action. Moravitz backdoor feed. Big time save right there. Oh, what an opportunity for Jens Spreiner. Now he'll take it back in the Halifax net. And he show up top. Conrad across to Jardine. Lets a low shot go, and that'll be gloved by Rousseau. Not taking any chances with that one. Check. Then he as well. Niles will transition up ice, so is Horth. Was able to swing that one over. Michel got flip one up ahead. Quick shot fired on by Campbell. And Martin flips back on it. Long pass up ahead. Crosby. He'll drop it off. Guilfoyle looking in front. Back of the goal. Conrad caught up in his skates. Lou Levesque will strip it away. He'll move it up top now for Schultz. Lobs one on. They score! That's Uganafor with the redirect and the way through, and the Mooseheads add to their lead here in the second period.
Yourself wondering, what's next? Where do you want to be? How do you get there?
Okay, there we go. Let me know if you're getting audio now. I've been having a problem with my audio. We did a whole interview with Aussie King where you couldn't hear the audio at all. You've seen the video, but there's no audio, so we got to redo that. The point of that was just to show the last two games while I was waiting for people to join in. Yeah, I just took my mute off, so hopefully that fixed it. Good. Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. Bit of a delay there. Okay. So we got a couple people in here now. Like I said, I was just having that 2 game replays on. Well, I was waiting for people to come in and fill the lobby. So we'll get into it here in a second. It's still just only 6 now, so give me a minute here. All the links are out. If you guys want a link to the Zoom, let me know, and I'll send it to you privately. There are 6 people watching. Nice. Why is my chat? Oh, that's why. There we go. There we go. Beauty. Doesn't seem to want to work. This number up here is not, the YouTube number's not showing what's there. What's up? Oh, good seeing you. Good meeting you there the other night at the game, man. Thanks for coming up and having a little chat with me. Tom, glad you can make it. Dylan, my man, as always. Dylan and I got to meet a couple other social media personalities, I guess you would call us, at the game there last night. The Q review was there. He does everything the Q. So by all means, go check him out. He's got some interesting stuff there. And the Cape Breton Eagles media guy, I don't know what he did. He just said, hey, I'm the Cape Breton guy. So I don't know what he does. Dylan, maybe you can inform us a little bit better on what he does. Video and see the chat at the same time. I don't know. I don't watch it. So I personally don't know. I would say maybe turn your phone sideways, or maybe you have to use 2 devices. I have no idea. You're in the chat. Ha ha ha. I think he wants to watch the video and chat at the same time. Are these not working? My chat's not coming up on my screen like it usually does, which is awkward because it normally is. Whatever, it is what it is. We'll do without it. You can still see the chat down here, and I'll fix that next time. All right, so let's go right into it. Talk about the first game. Islanders 4-0 win in reg, obviously. McKinnon got his first goal, and what a beautiful celly. Dylan, I know you have an interesting take on that goal. Because you were sitting right by Tyler, and they've been teasing him a bit. Did you guys razz him a little bit, or yell at him a bit? Let us know. But he did the same celebration that Rooster did when he got his goals. I don't know if that was like a nod to Rooster, but it was definitely a really great moment in the arena. We got Peter. I almost said it the way someone else does. We got Peter Reynolds. McKinnon with the Russo Selly. Yeah, 100%. Peter Reynolds out with an upper body. He's week to week right now. Rumors are stating shoulder and potentially 2 weeks. That's not confirmed by any means. It's just what rumors are stating. Tom, went to the setting and hit to pop out the chat, which opens a separate window. Okay, great. So you got it. Peter Winos. Yes, Dylan. Peter Winos. Rooster got his 4th shutout of the season. He is currently 3 away from the franchise record, which is held by Fukali at, I believe it's 12. Don't quote me, I don't have it written down, but I believe it's 12. So that was an amazing night for him as well. Screwed it. Send me the link. All right, give me a second, buddy. Give me a second. We're going to get Dylan in here. He wants to come on. He's been trying to stay away, but he loves it too much. He loves the Moose too much. He can't stay away. Where you at, Dylan? How long it's been since we talked? I gotta scroll down so far. Paste. There we go. Sent to you, buddy. So yeah, 4th shutout. Screw it. Send me the link. I noticed that Jim was very vocal throughout the Islanders game, but not so much with the Eagles game. What's up, Owen? From what I heard, Reynolds does have shoulder problems. Yeah, that's like I said, that's the rumor. But again, just rumors at this point. I don't want to. It's not confirmed by anybody by no means. But I mean, it's pretty obvious he limped off, holding or like with his shoulder drooping. Just know I'm not the only one who has issues getting on. Kim, God love you, Kim. But yeah, so we got McKinnon first goal, Reynolds out, Rooster 4th shutout, and then yeah. Anybody else got anything to say about the first game? I mean, it's hard to pick it apart. I mean, it was a bottom tier team, but you know, we seemed like we wanted to play that game. We seemed like we played maybe not 60 minutes, but we played good hockey. And I mean, that's all we can really ask for as fans, right? Wait, everyone, off topic. Just won tickets to Neptune. Rumor has it. Yeah, so my wife and my daughter are going to be going to see the mock-up show of Adele. She won it off Facebook, and she's super excited. I know Savannah's going to be super pumped as well. Oh, look, we got Dylan. Hi, Dylan. How you doing, sir?
What's up?
Good. That's good to have.
Tired as shit.
What?
Tired as shit. Yeah, well, you asked what's up.
Okay. I'm sure that's the news that everybody hopped on here to hear. Siteman says, was happy I was able to make Maz Gillis sing all the small things on TV during last time out during the Charlottetown game. Funny highlight. I didn't see that, so that must have been on the East Link, I would assume.
It was on East Link and Mavs shared it.
That's awesome. I'll have to check out his channel. He does have a YouTube channel. Check him out. He's got a bunch of stuff that's behind the scenes.
He shared it on his socials as well, on his
Facebook.
What was it? Facebook, his Twitter or X, still Twitter to me.
Yeah.
And it might even be on his TikTok.
Owen says, hi, Dylan.
I'll get the chat up. What's going on, Owen?
Jared, the game against Charlottetown was probably the best game boys have played since before Christmas. I agree. So I equate that game to the Moncton game before Christmas when we were there. I don't think they played 60 minutes on, was it Thursday that we were there? Thursday?
Friday
and Saturday we had games? I thought it was Thursday and Saturday.
No, it was Friday, Sunday.
Friday, Sunday, that's right. Okay. So yeah, so Friday, I don't think they played 60 minutes, but they definitely did play good hockey. Right? I thought he said I had to shit. He did say I had to shit.
No. I said tired as.
Oh, dude, I legit thought you said you had to shit.
No, tired as shit.
Okay. That makes more sense. I thought the same, Kim. Yes, it was. It was hilarious. They thought he didn't know it was live, just jamming out. I was on Twitter. So I'll check that out there, John. So any thoughts on the first game there, Dylan, besides what I've said, or you want to add to what I've said?
I think we got lucky in the first game.
You think? Really? Lucky?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yep. Because of the two goals that were taken away.
Especially the very first shot of the game that goes in on a very weak shot on Russo that never should have seen the back of the net.
I agree 100%. I actually looked at my wife and said that's all Russo. That was all his fault. But he's been letting in some really weak shots lately. I mean, you can't fault him too much. I mean, he is literally the best goalie in the CHL right now. Or at least the Q.
Is he still?
He's at least the Q. I got to check on the CHL. He was the best in the CHL, but as of right now, he's 100% the best in the Q, and you can check those statistics. I checked it before the show. He's got a 2.09 goals against and a save percentage of 9.33. He's the best in our league right now. He's been letting in some weak shots. We haven't talked about the second game yet, but the second game I'll get more into that. Those and we got extremely lucky on those two, and that could have changed the whole tide of the game, and it could have been a loss for sure. But I still think we did play decent hockey.
Oh, they played really well. It's just, I honestly think if that first goal would have counted, I think you would have seen a completely different team for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and you actually may have. They might have gotten defeated in their own minds, and it could have went a different way, right? We talked
especially that quick.
Yeah.
Into it, first shot that quick. You have nothing on the go, and the team starts like that.
And they're what? They're 14th right now in the league.
Let me pull that up. I got it right here, actually.
I believe they're 14th in the queue.
Standings. So they're 8th in the conference. They're actually tied with Shawinigan.
For?
I got to go to the actual website for that.
I think it's 14th. I think they're 14th.
There's something else I want to talk about with the first game, too.
Let's do it.
So,
anybody else chime in the chat? We will interrupt our chat in order to talk with you guys as well.
The Mooseheads kind of did something that they haven't done in a while.
What's that?
What are you wearing?
That's in the list, so we can get into that now.
It's the first game.
I know.
The game.
I know. So yeah, they did the sale on the jerseys. They've never done this before. Or they have?
They've usually sold them at their store.
Oh, okay.
When they actually had like a storefront.
Yeah. So
I don't remember them doing it at the game, especially for the price that they did.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you may know, on Friday it was they had a couple racks of jerseys out, and they were selling them for $100 plus tax. And they were all jerseys that were specialty jerseys. Battle of Nova Scotia, Hockey Fights Cancer,
D&D.
This was a practice jersey.
There was a St. Patrick's Day jersey.
That was gorgeous.
St. Patrick's Hal one.
That was beautiful. Like, I wish I was first in line. I would have taken that. But the sad thing is there was literally hundreds of people lined up, and I was fortunate. I made it there. I was like third in line or something like that. But there's a lot of people who weren't so fortunate. So just to let you know that there is plans of more coming. That was only 50 jerseys that they put out, and they have in excess of 200 total.
But they might not necessarily be theme jerseys.
Yeah, I don't know what type of jerseys.
I've heard people say that they do have theme jerseys left, but I've also heard people say that the guy in charge said that there's no more, and then I heard them say that he said he's not sure. So I heard three different things. I'm going with the fact if they announce this as a theme jersey night, the next ones will probably just be like older player game-worn jerseys, because they did used to sell them online and at the store.
Okay.
And since they changed the new logo, can't really do that online or anything, right?
And they haven't sold game-worn jerseys for a few years now. They used to be able to sell them off, but they haven't done that for a few years now.
But I was lucky enough. I got this beauty of a jersey.
We got that one too. You got Bo. Yeah.
Bo Grew.
And
he was our captain that year.
We got McIsaac in the same jersey.
Yep.
And then we also got a pink in the rink jersey as well. But there's definitely some there I would have liked to have gotten on my hands. Got my hands on, but it was so chaotic. You know, you felt rushed, like you didn't want to grab. You know, you didn't want to take your time to take a look because other people were waiting. But it was
so. What do you think about the way that they did it?
Well, let's put that on pause for a second. because as I said, I do want to answer people as they chat. They have started that way already many times in the season. The other team has scored early, and then we seem to falter after that. And I agree. It's you need a change of the tides like that, but we shouldn't be losing against bottom tier teams regardless. And I am still beating myself up for leaving my seat.
That's about second game.
Second game, okay. For the OT. Never doing that again. Never leave your seat, buddy. The Mooseheads must be extremely frustrated with their play after the break. So you must be talking about second game as well. We will get to that.
I think after the break, being frustrated with the way that the team has played since coming back from like the Christmas break type thing. That's how I read that.
That could be, yeah. And if that's the case, it's not just the Moose that are frustrated. The fans are extremely frustrated and looking for people's jobs. But we'll also get into that later. Tom, the game-worn jersey, the game-worn ones are pretty big to the room for all the gear. I don't know, Tom.
Yeah, Tom thought he wasn't sure if they were going to have any large sizes that would fit him.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that. Sorry. Still wants the jersey. Dylan, Jared wants your jersey, bud. So is Jared the guy who messaged you?
I don't know. It's sitting over there. It's right there.
It's right there?
In my room.
Yeah.
In my room along with these ones. I got to get another hanger to go with it.
So how do I think they handled the jersey sale? I think it was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were all going to rush up there and it was going to be like Black Friday, throwing jerseys, stampeding over everybody, but it was a lot more organized once you got to the line.
So they did a 5 per person limit, which I love that they put a limit on it.
Yep.
Right. I felt that was needed, which is something that we've talked about when they announced it. Are they going to do a limit or are they just going to let people go? And then they also only let 2 people at a time up to the racks.
2
to actually.
In the beginning, they only let 1, and then they allowed when it got to past me, they allowed more than 1. But when I first got there, Sebastian had to go by himself, and then the kid had to go by himself.
He was up. Sebastian was up there. There was 2 of them because he was directly in front of me.
Okay, maybe I'm remembering it wrong. It was, like I said, it was chaotic. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was okay. What did you think? Did you think it was handled properly?
I thought it was handled properly, but I think the next one would be really interesting if they did a blind bag.
Yeah, I think that would have been a little bit more fair. And then like you could trade. You see somebody wearing something, you're like, oh, do you want to trade? Right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Like you go up, and I think it would be interesting for a blind bag. You go up for the price that they sold it for, $100 plus tax, so $115 a jersey. That's cheaper than the fan ones.
Yep.
But you go up, pay the money, you pick, like they have bags there with numbers in it. Like if they have 50 jerseys, they're numbered 1 to 50, and you say what number you want.
Yep. Yep.
They pass you that bag.
And they've done that so many times with other things. So it seems.
And I think if they were to do it that way, that would have to be a limit of 1 per person.
1. Why so drastic from picking your own and surprise bags 5 to 1?
Because I think it allows more people to actually get them after seeing the way that it went with 5.
Yeah, okay. So essentially, it doesn't matter which way they do it. They should definitely take down the limit from 5 to 1, is what you're saying.
They should drop it from 5.
Yeah,
I'd even say 3.
Yeah, I'm fine
max,
with 3.
because I say if you go, for you, for instance, if you go up and it's you're obviously the one buying it.
Yeah.
Right. So your 3 would be like yours, your daughters, and your sons.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right.
Agreed. Like there's people who have more than 1 person in that go to the game, right? So 1, I think, is a little bit.
I think if they do a blind bag, it should be 1.
Really?
Because then you have because then it gets them out there more. You have the option to trade, and if you want to buy one off of the person, you can buy it off of that. I think it would just be better for 1 person because it would allow more people to get one.
Yeah, I agree. It would definitely allow more people to get one. I don't want that to happen. I'm fine with being a limit of 3, but a limit of 1 is just, I don't know. From my personal situation, I think one's too low. So we got into that.
But here's the thing: 1 per person. With the limit of being 5 per person or 3 per person, what's stopping you, your wife, and your daughter from each going up and grabbing 5?
They have to be in the lineup with me.
And they can be, if they're standing right behind you.
It's a lot easier for me to get up there faster than my whole family to get up there. You know what I mean? So I essentially went up and I just bought us all 3, right? They can't jump line with me if I'm already up there and they come out, right? I don't know. It doesn't matter either way. For my personal situation, I'd sooner have 3, at least. But if they did say 1, then we would just buy 1. It doesn't matter to me. It's still, something's better than nothing. And I thought that was really cool. It was really we showed
for the most part,
early.
everybody seemed to be happy with what they ended up getting as well.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we have to give one of ours away. We're gonna actually sell one of ours. Another fan that couldn't make it asked somebody to get them one. I don't know if that person forgot about this person or what happened. But when I spoke with her, she was very upset. And because she's a day one fan, I feel bad having 3 and her not having one. So I'm gonna sell her at the price I bought my Pink in the Rink jersey, and she can have that one. And thanks, bud. We're gonna look for another one because my wife still wants a Pink in the Rink one. It's her favorite color.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, 100%.
All that situation. So
yeah,
very much so.
Yeah, so we'll give her that, and we'll continue to look for a Pink in the Rink one. So if anybody has a Pink in the Rink jersey that they want to sell, inbox me or message me and let me know because I am looking for one. Almost Landry.
Preferably not a goalie cut.
I get where Dylan is coming from, though. There are a lot of people who would take advantage of the limit. Everyone with them, but 100%. There's certain people, and I thought those people were going to buy the limit, but I don't think anybody bought more than 3.
No, there were people that bought the limit.
Really? I didn't see it, but I wasn't there the whole time, right? But I felt super, super bad for the people that were still in line when they closed it down. And now I don't have a Pink in the Rink one. That's okay, honey. We'll get you one. So that's game 1. Game 2 was promising. The first period and a half was great hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Great hockey. We got 2 power play goals, which our power play has been suffering. We had Vidicek and Denis both score.
Suffering's a nice way to put it. Our power play was pretty much
abysmal
in the pound.
Yeah, it's been abysmal. So we got 2 power play goals that night, which was pretty good to see. We had a great first half, got lazy in the second half. And I keep saying this. I don't think you like me saying it, like I'm beating a dead horse. But I did notice that unlike the Charlottetown game where Jim was very vocal on the bench, Jim was head down, very quiet that game. Our defense had breakdowns from players that never mess up or very rarely mess up. Were passing it to the opposing team. And, we had Russo. I'm not blaming the loss on any one person, but we had Russo try that poke check and completely failed on it and it didn't have a stick.
Twice.
Twice.
Two failed poke checks. And that resulted in a goal against. 5
whole goals, yeah. Because he didn't have the stick where it needed to be. Sloppy play from great players. And our OT, our first line, drops the ball again. This was the team that I've been seeing since break. This team right here, and this is the stuff that needs to be addressed. That's not being addressed. Our power play, great. We got a couple, but our special teams they're not doing their job. We need to switch up those overtime lines. I know you're big on that. You have an opinion on that.
Well, saying the special teams aren't good or weren't good. The power play, or our penalty kill.
The PK is always been good.
We killed 2 of 3.
Yeah,
so that's still part of special teams. Yeah, so you want to clarify.
Well, that's more of a defensive side, though. Our offensive special teams are lacking. We our PK's been good all year. We've had over an 80% PK all year. It's our power play all year that's been suffering, not just since the break. And our overtime 3-on-3 has been suffering all year, not just after break. These are things that
I've been saying this all year.
Yep.
Every single overtime before he went away due to injury, or before he went away to Team Canada. Who are the starting three every single time?
It is Caddy, Vitti, and
before he went away. Before.
Okay. So Dumais, Cataford, and
nope.
Furlong.
It was Dumais, Vidicek,
Furlong. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And then it went Cataford and Kilfoyle with, I believe it was
Schultze.
Which is what they would do. And I was saying since day one, when Dumais came back, that those three should not be out there starting. I've been saying it since day one.
You're talking OT only, right?
OT only.
Yeah.
Those three should not be starting it.
No, I agree.
And we go, Dumais goes to Team Canada. Furlong's gone to Team Canada. They're on, but then they come back and Dumais is out due to injury. And we've been rolling with Cataford up in Dumais' position. So it's been Cataford, Vidicek, Furlong. And in our last 7 OTs or something like that, I think we have 1 win.
2.
2?
2. We have 2 wins.
And majority of the losses come within like the first minute and a half.
Yep. We never get out of the first 3 minutes
with them on the ice. Yep. And they just don't look good.
So at that point, and here's my point to that. It's very easy to blame the people who are on the ice, but they're not running the team. At which point, these stats, if we're seeing them, the staff is seeing them. So why hasn't there been a change made?
I don't know.
Right? That's my issue with coaching. Is there's a serious issue that everybody else is picking up on, and nobody's doing it. Look, you can see my green screen through my headphones. I didn't even notice it till now. And everybody's picking up on it, but nobody's doing anything about it. And that's what pisses me off about our coaching. I'm going to stop for some comments right now because we've been going off. There's about 10 comments here. So Melissa says, where Dylan's coming from. Okay, so we got that. Pink one. That's nice, Colin. I agree with Dylan. If you want a jersey, just stand in the line to get one. Yeah. We blew it. That's all I'm going to say for game 2. That's from Owen. Jared says, the tone of the second game changed when we didn't score on that 5-on-3. I agree. I'll agree 100% with that. And that's what we're talking about with our power play. There's no reason we can't convert on a 1 and 15 second 3-on-5. That's ridiculous.
Can I also say we got lucky on that? We were supposed to have another guy in the box.
Yeah, because of the DDT. Is that what you're talking about? Denis?
Well, what it was is, because Denis got kicked out.
Yeah.
So Denis got 2 minutes and then the game. So, but also McPhee. Was it McPhee in there? I believe it was McPhee. We had another guy in, but there was one point where they had 2 guys in the box. We had 1.
Didn't we have 3 at one point?
We did. No, because they moved them up.
Oh, okay.
But we had 1. They had 2, and it was 4-on-4 play.
Yeah, it was.
We were supposed to have another guy in the box. No, this was later on in the game. Sorry, this was Moravec's penalty.
Yeah,
Moravec's penalty.
I don't even want to get into that because I have a very unpopular opinion about that.
But it was supposed to be Moravec's. Moravec's got a 2 and a 10.
Yeah,
and then McPhee also got a 2. So McPhee was in the box. We were also supposed to have somebody else in the box serving that 2 minutes for Moravec, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So we got lucky on that. How the refs did not catch that, I don't know.
Let's speak about the refs because my least favorite official was on the ice, and he actually did a pretty decent job. Starzomski was on his ball. Like he called what needed to be called, and we didn't get any real shit calls our way.
That game they called everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Fan called majority of them.
Yes.
I'm not saying it was bad by any means.
No.
Because it wasn't.
No.
They called it fair on both sides, in my opinion.
Yep.
And they called everything.
There was
And
one that
wasn't.
There was one that was questionable. Questionable. It was a hook that looked a bit like a trip, but it was very light contact.
A hook, a penalty is a penalty.
But it was a very light call. Like it was very light. Like it shouldn't, discretionary.
But
I guess. But
I'm fine if there's a trip and they accidentally call it a hook, because it's still a penalty.
Yeah, no. I mean, but the hook was very light contact, very light. Like it looked more like a dive than anything. But I get it. His stick was there; it shouldn't have been there, right?
The moment the stick touches the hands, it's considered a hook.
Yeah. Didn't have a defenseman in front of him to help out as well. I'm sure you're talking about Russo, and that's another thing that I'm screaming from the stands is clear the net, clear the net. We have two people in front of the net, and nobody's in a hurry to get them out of there. They just let them pitch tent and sit there, and that's something that's been bad all season as well. They're scared to stand in front of the net and are always looking for the cross ice pass. Dylan, you said the same thing. Last year, what did we do? Who did we sit in front of the net?
Cataford pulled up a chair and sat there and didn't move.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened. He pulled up a chair, sat there, and did not move. The other thing that worked for us last year was that backdoor pass, but we had Doucette back there, or we had Vidicek back there with Dumais or Doucette passing it to him.
Yep, and
Cataford passing it.
I'm seeing the backdoor attempts, and I'd say we're probably around 50-50 with the backdoor play. But so often now it's not converted. Like Denis didn't convert a beautiful pass on Sunday. Just
in the chat, Dan, their rumor is roughly about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
it appears to be a shoulder injury.
We just have to forecheck. That's all we need to do. I think a more of a physical play is definitely needed than what we've been doing. But I think we've been getting more physical, especially Furlong. Furlong's been hitting like a beast lately.
Yeah,
he's been really impressive. I mean, I'm not Furlong's biggest fan. Like, he's great. He's an amazing hockey player, and he's going to be really good. Whatever team he plays for. But he's getting way more aggressive. I don't know if it's the leadership that he's gotten that's making him, more of a presence on the ice. But I absolutely love the experience. Yeah,
the experience in the juniors could have been a thing. A different coach telling them maybe. Sometimes all it takes is one other person from the outside to be like, "Hey,
try this.
You do this. You go right. Maybe go left."
Yep.
Right, and it can change a complete thing.
I'll tell you right now, Furlong would be the best player in Canada if he had better puck control, better stick handling. He'd probably be one of the best players in Canada. So Tom says favoritism. Sometimes the play past the puck much. Yeah, so the power play, Chris says they pass way too much. I agree, but I get why they do it. They're trying to set something up, confuse the opposition.
But that's the exact same issue that Team Canada had in the juniors.
Yep.
In that gold medal game, they passed up on something like 33 chances of a shot. And that's one of the things that ended up costing the team, and it's hurting us. When we have a full 2-minute power play and we're only getting one shot and one shot attempt, that's not good.
No.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
At that point, that falls on the players, because they need to realize we can't score if we don't shoot.
Yep. I'll tell you the power play. The power play entry is. Go ahead.
But that instance there is where all of these players are good. All of these players have played for a long time. They all have hockey IQ. So at that point, when you're realizing, okay, we're only getting 1.5 shots a period, at what point do you say screw the passing like we've been working on and just fire it at the net?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go with it.
Agreed.
Because we go with the same 2 shooters every single power play, and it's being read like an absolute book.
Well, isn't this why we have C's and A's out there to call audibles? shoot the fucking puck, right?
Yeah. And I find Furlong's the only one that actually attempts, although most of the time it hits the shin pads.
Furlong's
At least he's trying to shoot from different points.
I've noticed Furlong very vocal with the team too. Like you see him taking charge, and I love seeing that. You know what I mean? Maybe he was the right fit for captain. I love seeing somebody take charge on the ice because somebody's got to, right? I noticed our entry for our PP has gotten better. We were struggling to even gain zone during the power
I find
plays.
our entry has just gotten better in general.
Yeah, I would agree to that. We're not dumping and
just
chasing.
Outside of that.
Yeah.
The biggest one that I've noticed has been Kilfoyle.
Kilfoyle, not dumping and chasing.
There were a few times last game where he skated pretty much end to end and ended up behind the net still with the puck.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, look at this guy. And I'm like,
how about that goal by Lou?
Beauty.
All the way. Oh my God. It was gorgeous. He's a stud. That boy is going to be a absolute beast for us later on, man. I can't wait till his 20th year and we're going for it because he's going to be a star.
Oh, and that goal by Romeo, that was just a beauty shot. The one on the top angle where it went over.
I feel like Russo was screened a bit. That shouldn't have went in.
But it was still a nice shot from that
100%. But if you look at it, his Rooster's hand doesn't go up until after the puck's in the net. Like, he did not see that puck coming. But it was a gorgeous snipe.
Yeah.
You're talking about almost from the point, right?
No, I'm talking about the one from the sideboards.
I'll have to go back and look. I think we're talking about the same one. Just above the circle? By the sideboards?
I think it was just below, and it was on the side that the bench is on. In the second period.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go back and look. But there was one that Russo was screened. It went glove side, top right corner, or top corner, and Rooster didn't see it coming.
No. So the one I'm talking about, it was either scored by Newcomb, which I don't think it was, or it was Schmidt. It was one of those two.
Okay.
Because it was in the second period, and it was down in your end.
Yeah, I know. This was third period, I think, the one I'm thinking of. And he skated towards the fans and kind of hung his tongue out and got all cocky. So we'll talk about that. You said, why didn't Newcomb get a penalty? I kind of have the same.
Newcomb did get a penalty.
Sorry, I made a misconduct. We got a misconduct, right?
Moravec's got the misconduct for this.
Oh, his mouth.
That's exactly what it was. I sit right behind Ian Robinson, and I watch the refs say he hasn't stopped talking. It's time for him to go.
Okay, that makes more sense. So we were on Facebook it was our group chat that we have going, and I have an unpopular opinion about that whole play. I think Morvik did exactly what every defenseman does when there's somebody in the crease, when the shot's been fired, and cross-check in the back. You see it on every play when there's people around the crease. I went back and rewatched the game and actually recorded the Eagles doing the exact same thing to our guys. It's just something that's done, right, to protect the goalie. Mm-hmm. He fell on Newcomb, and Newcomb put his hand over him and wrestled him to the ground and started feeding him punches. Right? So there's people saying, if it was McPhee, people would be saying, oh, good for McPhee, good thing he did a good thing. That's not the case. I think that was bad hockey, and I think Newcomb was being a whiny little baby because they were down, and I don't think it should have went down that way. I get that he just had an extremely horrible ordeal, and I'm so happy his family has him for much more years to come, and he's one hell of a hockey player. But when he
Actually, I want to correct you on one point. It was tied at that point.
Was it tied?
It was a tie game. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because they scored their goal 11 minutes into the
whatever the reason was, I don't care. But I see Jacob Newcomb on that. Once you're on that ice, you're a hockey player, not a cancer survivor. So my comments on Facebook have nothing to do with cancer. It has everything to do with play on the ice. I think he was a big baby, and it shouldn't have went down that way. But it happens. It's hockey. Move on. They pulled out the W on us, and it's just because of us. We lost that game. They didn't win. We lost that game. We got really
Cape Breton
sloppy.
did play hard after the second half of that game. They played played hard.
Or did we just play shit?
They played hard.
Pass.
I can't say we didn't play like complete shit, but they played.
I can't say they outplayed us when I see my players passing the puck to them in our zone, and then our goalie giving up the 5-hole. That's not outplaying us. That's us playing shit. Right? Furlong losing zone on power plays. It's just it was a bad night for us. I don't think we played well. I don't think we played well.
But they were also in positions to cause our guys to make those passes at points. Right? So it's not completely our fault, and they didn't completely outplay us. It's a mix of both.
Yeah. I'll concede to that.
Because they have, in order to give up passes, the other team has to be in the correct spot. When we intercept passes, our guys have to be in the correct spot to do it.
I'll give you that. Right? So my next point is nice to see healthy Newcomb on the ice, by the way. That's the next point in my script here. Like I said, I'm so happy that he was able to overcome. And, he has a lot of support, not only in our building. Did you hear the building screaming for him? And, for the Eagles in general, there was a lot of Eagle fans there that you may not have been wearing their colors, but they were really screaming for Newcomb and the Eagles, so that was really nice to see.
So I want to give a quick shout out when Newcomb was in the box there. After everything that happened at the end, there was an issue with his helmet, and he couldn't get back on the ice without a helmet, obviously. Yeah. So the issue was it was the chin strap. Something was broke on the chin strap.
Yeah,
the trainer had to run from their bench all the way around to the penalty box, and in a frantic, within 2 minutes, try to change the entire ear loop and chin strap. And you want to talk about somebody in a panic. The whole time he's doing it, he's closer than like arms the guy sitting next to me. I'm looking down on him, and the whole time he's like this. Where's one second?
You would think they would have
the whole time, but he's just sitting there like this, like just panicking, trying to get this little clip right here to come through the hole, and then put a new one on, but both sides. And he was in such a panic. And the moment your nerves start to set in, then you're just nothing but fingers, and it was such a panic. But credit to him, he got it done.
You would think they would have extra helmets.
Oh, they do, but that they only use them when that's a major issue. Okay. He thought that would have been a quick fix. He didn't run over with that. He ran over with just the ear straps, and then had to do that. And he didn't have time to run back to the bench, grab another helmet, run back over, anything like that.
So I do want to hit on something else, social media related. Did you guys or anybody in the chat, anybody see Scott's latest project with the Hit the Ice Q&A?
About time to do something.
That was so cool. Like, they were coming out and asking them questions, and whether it's their favorite singer on their iTunes or Spotify, but they've done 2 of them now. That's kind of cool.
It's about time they do something.
Yeah, they need it. Like,
realistically, yeah.
Armada does a lot. They do a lot of TikTok and YouTube videos.
Cape Breton absolutely kills it.
I have never checked theirs out. Do they really?
The Eagles kill it. Oh, I'm not a fan of the Eagles, but man, it's entertaining. You got to give credit where credit's due. It is so entertaining.
I'll have to check them out because I see Armada a lot, but I've never checked.
When they first announced that they were doing like the $3,000 giveaway,
yeah,
they did a skit where I want to say it was Squires, and it was sitting up in the crowd and like up in the stands in his gear while the team was getting ready to go. And he's like, "All right, guys, I'm already in my seat. I want to win that $3,000. Let's go, boys." Like just little things like that. Oh, it's so entertaining. I got to give them credit on that.
But that's the thing. There's a real hockey's changing. The world's changing. The need for technology, the need for content is changing, and that's why it's so good that they're doing this stuff. And I think we need to do more of it in order to not only keep our fan base, but to grow our fan base with the ages. More, there's people in that rink that's been there 30 years. They're not going to be here in 10 years. 20 years at the games. You know what I mean?
Hopefully there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I of course, but we need to constantly bring in that new fan base, right? So I love seeing that stuff. The junior mooseheads.
I just think maybe Scott a little too busy to do it all himself.
He's got a lot on his plate.
All right. I think other teams, I don't know for sure, but maybe other teams have other people helping.
But we do. We have other people. We contracted out for what's that one called that they do? Moose Track? Not Moose Tracks? No. Is it Moose Tracks?
Moose Tracks.
Yeah, so we contracted out for that. Why can't we get them to come in and make a couple shorts for us? You know what I mean? There's all kinds of stuff we can do. You can't tell me that Simons don't have the money to fund a couple short videos.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's what I think the reason is at this time. Like, I'm not just.
Yeah.
Some people would just put it on just our media guy.
Yeah, no,
right?
Scott's busy. Scott has a lot. He can't
just do one thing.
No, Scott has a lot on his plate. He's got so much.
And to touch on the junior mooseheads, man, when they came out, I was on it. Like, I knew what was happening, but at the same time, I was honestly confused for a second because they were about the same height as our actual mooseheads.
So it's funny because that's actually what I have in my script. The junior mafia, the junior mooseheads were great. Confused everyone.
Send Ryan the link.
I already did.
Kenzie said.
I already did. I just sent it to him. I got a message. So my son was standing there, and it freaked him right out. And we were all by the tunnel. We're confused as hell. But that was really cool to see. I liked seeing them line up next to them. Anything new? Anything more? Anything extra? Right?
It looked like the mooseheads next to every other Q team.
Yeah, because we don't care about size. That's a dig at somebody.
That's a fact. It's true. Go back and look at our team.
Damn. I was gonna clear my throat there. We got some messages coming in. Mackenzie.
Go ahead.
Mackenzie, yeah, I already sent it. Tom says, to me, it seems that we are slowly losing contact and access with our players. We like we have in other years. Just look at not being able to go autographs anymore. Big loss for the kids for sure. I agree. There's reasons behind it. There was a fight at the beginning of this season down there. But
what a random fight too.
It was a strange fight. But you know what I mean? We still get access to them. We just see them outside. They still Fridays. They do it. They do the signings. Like the players don't want to do that every day. Stay for hours afterwards, especially after losses and stuff. I'm fine with once a week. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me any. I can see how some people would hate it. But what about you, Dylan? Does it bother you at all?
I don't really have an issue with it.
No.
At this point. Like, I understand the having access to the players, and I think there should be more there should be more organized events where players and fans can interact rather than just wait outside or on a Friday game. I think we have the season ticket skate. There's the kids club skate coming up, but I think there could be more. Maybe if they were to do sit down at like a table autograph session over at the RBC Center.
Yep.
Every once in a while.
There was a physical assault down there, Tom, as well as a bit of inappropriateness down there. So Ryan laughing in the background.
Nope, Kenzie asked a question.
Oh, I didn't hear her. Sorry. But there's been some things going on down there that they're trying to isolate and limit. So I get it. Our players' protection comes first.
Yeah, I mean, like to touch on what Dylan was saying, I definitely think there should be more community-based like events for like Moose community and stuff. I know that there's been issues with like other things in the past, but like one thing that when Dylan mentioned the RBC Center, I was thinking they did the locker room tour at our skate. It'd be interesting to do like a facility tour at RBC because I've never seen anything back there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, and you know what? It's just a matter of sending emails to Scott or to Ryan and saying, "Here's something we'd like to see happen." I'm sure they will organize something.
I haven't seen anything in person there, but they do have videos out doing a tour of the RBC Center.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be cool to do like a facility tour type thing, or that where our boys commonly spend most of their time.
Well, I think that would be better for like a off season, like a summertime thing.
Right? Hold on a second. Oh, and I wonder if we would have won that game had the junior Moose played the Eagles instead of the regular Moose.
So another thing, I think that's actually pretty funny. But I think another thing, if we go off season, how wicked would it be if the Moosehead organization, because we have so many local guys from Nova Scotia in general that they would be able to pull this off. If they did like a ball hockey tournament for the kids, and like every team, you get 10 teams involved, and every team gets one Moosehead player on it, right? And you do it like ages 12 and under.
Yeah.
Right. Get kids and families involved. I think that would be.
Yeah, I'd like
an
that.
Entertaining.
Like I said, anything more. You know what I mean? I'm happy with anything they give us that is more than they have to give us, because like they don't have to even have the skates. It's just a perk, right? I'm happy for whatever they give us.
They've given us towels.
Kids just want to get their hockey card signed. I get that, Tom. I do. If they want to get their hockey card signed, they have to do it on Fridays now, or go to one of the events. Speaking of events, Dylan touched on it earlier. And if you have a kid who's at the arena with you, sign up for the kids club. It's $10. They get a toque, so that's the $10 right there. You know, that's your value right there. But then they get all kinds of special treatments at the rink. My son had a question that he did up. They didn't air it yet. If they're gonna, I don't know. He was on the bench and got a puck from Cataford. There's a bunch of things. You know, we got to go to this. They have a skate coming up on February 8th. It's well worth the money. So if you have a kid at the game, I think it might be too late this season. But,
it is. It ended just before Christmas.
Yeah, so next season, if you're a ticket holder, if you're just somebody who goes to a lot of the games, sign your kid up to the kids club. It's more than you'll more than get your money back. But anyways,
I think it opens August 31st.
August 31st. Well, we signed up for it when we went to pick up our tickets. That's when we signed up for it. I think they did something like that in the past, Dylan. I think they're talking about I think Tom's talking about the one Moosehead.
The ball hockey.
The ball hockey.
I know there used to be a big ball hockey tournament.
That's play on.
High.
That's play on. That's not Mooseheads put on.
Yeah,
that's
no, put on. Man, I know some of our boys were in it, but I know it wasn't a Moose organized event. Be interesting to see too, touching on even just a regular game or a ball hockey game. Alumni versus some of our current guys.
That's been talked about.
Yeah, so I actually brought that up to Ryan. It was actually, I believe, Dylan's idea on one of our episodes there when we were talking to Penta.
Yeah, I was like, I would love to see that.
Yeah, so I mentioned it to Ryan, and Ryan wants to, before playoffs, hold like a skilled competition with the Mooseheads. And when I mentioned that to him, he said, leave it with me. He's got a bunch of contacts for former Mooseheads that he's going to message and see if they're interested. But I agree. I think that would be an amazing thing to see.
Even just a little shitty tournament or something, right? Like
anything, man. Just anything more than what we have, like I said, right?
Yeah.
Eden,
do you know what else would be fun?
What?
Sorry. What something else that would be fun? And I don't see this happening, so don't hold it against me saying it'd be something stupid. But how entertaining would it be if, as a season ticket perk, if you played hockey or if you know how to play hockey stuff, you put your name in on a raffle. If you get picked, they pick 20 people, and it's Moose versus fans. Just
that would be cool.
Just a little.
Yeah. Like I said,
Go ahead.
like that.
Like they can mix them, right? Like you can have half Moose, half fans type thing.
That would be incredible, but I don't think they would do it.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Just for fear of the Moose getting hurt, right? Or liability of a fan getting hurt, right?
Yeah.
But
I think
be
it would be
an incredible experience. Yeah.
It really would.
Dylan versus the Mooseheads. Who wins? Who's next?
Not me.
Eden says, the Thunderbirds did an on-the-field signing after the game last Saturday night. We could do something like that after the game. Now, it's hard to have people on the ice because it's a slippery surface. And, the legal ramifications, I think, would be absolutely horrible, right? But it's a good thought. Okay, we touched on that. Trevor, you got to remember about how much they asked these players to do. Remember the lawsuits for being underpaid. Being underpaid. Exactly. These guys, they go to schools, they go to blood drives, they do all kinds of stuff for the community, right? So I think one night a week is more than enough. I'm happy with it. I like going to see them play. That's part all it is for me. But I get that other people want more and why they want more. It's addictive. These boys are great kids and they're great to talk to, and the kids love them, and I get it.
You know what? To touch on what Ryan was saying about possibly doing a skills competition.
Yep.
Right. I think that's where you could throw the fans in. You throw the fans on like a breakaway competition or like a fastest skater type thing, right? Yeah. Rather than a game, that's where you throw them in, where it takes the liability or the risk from here down.
Yeah, because it's one at a time.
I think that would be.
Yeah. I agree.
I think that would be interesting.
Ryan is hiding behind a photo. That's where Ryan is. Did anyone see the Ask a Moose and see McPhee's question? I laughed at his answer. I absolutely laughed too when he went up on the screen, and I think the question is, what do you say or what do you do when you're in the penalty box?
No, it's what do you think when you're on your way to the penalty box?
And he says,
and what do you do?
I tell the ref it was a really good call he made. He's doing a really good job.
I can confirm every time McPhee is going to the box, he is talking to the ref.
He's definitely
so I can confirm that part.
Yeah.
That's what I said to Kenzie. She said, I'm going to call him out on that. I said, no, because he does talk to the ref. He tells the ref what a great job he's doing, just with more choice words.
Yeah. So you're right, Trevor. Just because they're not doing events for the season ticket holders doesn't mean they're not out doing other obligations for the Halifax Mooseheads. They do a lot for the community.
They were at the Ronald McDonald House like a month ago.
Yeah. His mouth is always going, Melissa says about McPhee. Jared says McPhee's Ask a Moose was hilarious. Kim says perfect person to ask that question to. 100%.
I think that's why they picked it.
Yeah, 100%. No, you pick what player you want to ask.
But I think
the kid picks.
But that one probably was either McPhee or McKinnon, and they probably I could see it being both of them.
100%.
If they couldn't get McPhee for whatever reason, they were grabbing McKinnon.
Todd or McPhee. Yeah.
Now to touch on that, what I want to put in a spin on it. What do we think Zach's answer would have been had he been given that question?
Fuck off.
No. Zach's response would have been, "Oh, guess I'm suspended again."
Yeah, fucking suspended again. How many games this time, ref? So in other news, Dumais is home in Montreal, resting up. Should be about 5 weeks out. Why is there banging in my house? Hang on. Like I felt a rumbling. Melissa, is everything okay down there?
Did your kid fall down the stairs?
Fucking.
That's your stomach calling. You're just hungry.
So funny story about that, by the way. It was the T-shirt or the jersey night, and we're all rushing to the concourse to buy the jerseys.
Section 10.
Yeah, and I'm ahead. I'm like I said, I'm third in line, so I booked it up there, left my family. Trevor's about 4 or 5 people behind me, and he was trying to get up there to buy jerseys as well. So I thought Trevor was being Trevor. And he's like, Colin, your son fell down the steps back there. I'm like, okay. He's like, no, he did. Yeah, you might want to go check on him. I'm like, nah, my wife's got it. turns out he actually fell down the steps, and our good friend Ryan here jumped over him, said "fuck you, CJ," and it was
Either jump over him or run through him.
And Sydney's the one. Thank you, Sydney, by the way, who picked him up and dusted him off and stood there until my wife got through the doors and got up to him. So big shout out to two chaotic Moose fans,
Hockey fans.
Two chaotic hockey fans. Sydney, I appreciate you taking care of my son there, because apparently I'm a shit dad. Yeah, so that was that. So
you should probably go see if your kid fell down the stairs.
His mother's got him.
Yeah, he's in the house.
He's part of the team. Perfect person.
I'm getting that on a shirt.
Probably Savannah's door swinging with all the Starbucks cups hanging off it. More than likely, my daughter has this shoe rack on her door, and it's like fabric, and she sticks what do they call it? Tim Hortons or Starbucks mugs all throughout them. There's about 40 on her door, so that's probably what it is.
You can thank Kenzie for that too, because she gave more that very first watch party.
Trevor says, I'm not a monster, Colin. It's so hard, Trevor, to find out when you're being serious and when you're being a dick or whatever it is. It's
not really. You just got to know him.
I find it hard.
I pick up on it pretty quick, and I just laugh with him.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Remind me of that when you need help, Melissa says. Sydney is a gem. Yeah, so Dumais is in Montreal resting up, back in 5 weeks, best case scenario. That puts us into what, the second round playoffs?
Nope. And that puts us still in March.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I thought he wouldn't be back till playoffs. If at all.
Like, playoffs don't start until the end of March. So it puts him back about a month before playoffs start.
So you think he's going to play?
Because the last two games of the regular season for us is March 22nd and 23rd. They're two away games in St. John.
Okay.
So 5 weeks from Friday, it puts us at, let me double check. We're at 2, 3, 4. Puts us the 1st of March.
Okay. So speaking of away games, I do want to touch on this. We have a couple members who are season ticket holders who are very prominent in all of the groups, who are putting together a bus trip for the February 19th game in Moncton. Tickets to sit on the bus alone are $55. If you need them to purchase the tickets, like it'll be like $73 all in. All money is expected due before we leave. And contact Jose Demensa. Am I pronouncing that right? Demesa? Jose Demesa on Facebook, and just queue up with him on how to get involved. The bus is pretty packed right now, so tickets are going quick. So if you're down for a bus trip, I've never been. I always take my car or go with Dylan. But the bus trips are apparently really, really fun. There's going to be trivia, prizes on the bus. There may be pizza. I'm not sure, but there's a bunch of us going. If you guys are interested,
I heard rumor there might be a Tyler on the bus.
There's definitely a Tyler on the bus. Yeah. So it's going to be a blast. So hit up Jose. You might even be able to talk Trevor into getting you some information. But it's a decent price. The tickets for the bus alone are $55 per seat. If you want them to get the tickets in their area, it's $73 per seat of the bus, or you can buy your own tickets and then take the bus up with them. We are meeting at 9 a.m. at the RBC Center in Burnside. The bus will be leaving with or without you at 9:30. And then that bus will bring us then back to the RBC Center afterwards. So hit up Jose and check on availability.
One thing I'm curious about, and Trevor might be able to answer this, did they clear the parking situation with the RBC Center?
That's a good question. I never thought of that.
I would just figured we'd park where the boys do and just keep going.
Yeah, because their spots are all taken.
Yeah.
By them. Okay.
There's also side parking too, right? But that's a good question, Trevor.
Also, if the bus is leaving at 9:30, I'm pretty sure the guys don't leave until closer to 12. So if everybody parked out back, that means the players can't park there when they go to leave.
We're also going to be stopping in Truro along the way. So if you're out that way, let Jose know, and you can park in Truro, and we'll pick you up there somewhere. Also, one new thing coming to the Moose Shop on our next home game. Trading cards. The trading cards will be ready for our next game at home. I know, right? They're waiting for the trade deadline so they can get the new people on there. There are
they were supposed to be in before Christmas.
There are no signs that say no parking, but it is private property. So maybe tomorrow I'll call, or if you want Jose to call, or one of you guys call and check and see. I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue, but they should be made aware that there's going to be,
because they might tell you, okay, use the
Trevor said
parking lot. Yeah, use the parking lot farthest to the right, for instance. Right, leave the front for in case, because it is a holiday. They could have hockey games and stuff going on there. Yeah, so
that's a good point.
You always want to confirm.
That's a good point. I never thought of that. So the trading cards will be there on our next home game, which is the 8th.
Finally,
is it the 8th? No,
yes,
8th. Yes. Ooh, they got the
next Thursday.
Kids skate on the 8th as well.
Is it on the 8th?
That can't be right. Melissa, can you confirm that? I had the 8th here, but maybe it's not the 8th. Maybe it's the 9th.
I thought it was a Tuesday.
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday?
Yeah, we play St. John's.
No, that's the game. I thought the kids skate was a Tuesday, is what I heard. I heard it was a Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought it was Melissa's probably looking it up right now.
Skate is the 6th. That's a Tuesday. Trevor just put it in chat.
So yeah, sorry, I apologize. I had the 8th down here. It's the 6th. Thanks, Trevor. Kim, yes, I work. How many games? So that's our next thing we're going to be talking about, is our away trip that's coming up. Owen says, how many games are we winning on the road trip? He says 1 of 3, because Victoria is tough team and Drummondville is overpowered. The only easy team is she'll win again.
There's no such thing as an easy team.
No. So Melissa says she thinks it's the 8th. Trevor says it's the 6th. So we'll check that out and get back to you guys.
It's definitely a Tuesday.
Which is what?
I heard that. It's the 6th. Because I heard that right from Joanne, because Tyler's supposed to be there to sign autographs.
Oh, yay. That's our boy. It is the 6th, Melissa says. Okay, good. Eden says, we've talked lots about this, but someone said they've heard the 94s aren't our official 30th anniversary jersey. Another one will be coming out. There's no way. No, that's our third jersey. It's way too late. We got a month and a half left of hockey. It's not going to happen. It's done.
We have 9 home games left.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. That's the jerseys we're going to have. Melissa says doors open at 5:30 for the skate, for the kids club. Tom, I would like an opportunity or an option on something that, man, my reading is bad.
Here, I'll read it for you.
Go ahead.
I would like an opinion on something that really bothers me. A lot of the games, all these hockey teams that come to the games that are allowed to just run rampant and do whatever they want. That's a very good point, because a lot of the time the parents aren't paying attention to their kids.
That's so funny.
No, stick all the kids together.
I'm surprised.
Say, here you go.
I'm surprised
it's not
you
just
didn't
the
bring that
hockey
up, Dylan.
teams, right? It's not just the hockey teams, but it's a lot of kids. Like, it's a lot of the times when people are there with a lot of kids, the parents, not all of them, but a lot of the time they just sit in their seat and let their kids do whatever they want. Or they're standing right next to them and let them run all over the place without saying a word. So that's the key point.
I sit in 14, and on Sunday's game, there was a bunch of kids in 13, because there's always kids there. It's birthday parties. There's all kinds of stuff there. There's this one kid standing up. He was. I thought he was going to fall off that rail. His waist was about a foot over the rail because he was standing up. And he was leaning over, and the parents are just laughing, having a good time drinking, not saying anything. Like, I get that we're at an event, but if you're gonna have your kids there, maybe one of you stay sober and take care of the kids. Stop letting them take their clothes off. It's not Magic Mike, mini. Tell your kids to keep the clothes on and watch that they're not kicking chairs in front of you and being complete jerks to other people who have paid to be there. I myself have a 7-year-old at the game, and my 7-year-old knows how to behave. Your guys' kids should too.
That's the difference. The moment he goes and does something that you don't like, you speak up.
This is it, right?
That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Upper Bowl, and I get stuck with the kids quite often because they tend to put, like, on hockey nights, student nights, hockey nights, or whatever, in the Upper Bowl. That's where the group tickets tend to be, which is fine. But this weekend was atrocious. I had my head kicked. I had my seat kicked. I had everything, like, because both nights, I don't think there was hockey teams both nights, but there was definitely rambunctious kids both nights, and Kenzie was ready to swing on Friday because the kid that was behind us, both parents on either side were not paying attention. He was hanging out with his little friend, which is fine, whatever, hang out with your friends at the game, but control your crotch, goblins.
Well, she was also ready to swing for other reasons.
Not
That we
wrong.
won't go into.
So here's the thing. This is something that's going to have to be brought up to the team. This is something you're going to have to contact Glenn, contact whoever you can from the organization and let them know this is happening, and then they will take a action. But if nothing is said to them, they don't know. It's just going to be business as usual to them. So
how impressed did I look when you saw me Sunday?
So I don't know what was going on at that door. I went over from Midtown for food. I was late at the game, but you look like you were ready to strangle one of the kids. Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah. I got to get to some comments here because we haven't gone back at them yet. Jen says, I'm going all 3 games. I don't think that's happening. She thinks that we're going to win all 3 games away. And being that way for years. Not sure what that's for.
That's about the kids.
Tom, that would have to do with the high-pitched squealing coming from Section 1, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Without a care in the world.
So Tom sits in Section 2, Trevor sits in Section 28, so they're right on the opposite side of Section 1 for each other.
Okay. Yeah, so he says to contact Scotiabank Center. I bring all my concerns to Glenn. If you're a season ticket holder, he's the one that's going to help you out the most, in my opinion. But Scotiabank Center might be another way to go. You can contact Jill, is it?
Just Scotiabank Center in general. You call them and they'll pass you on to the correct people.
Okay. So now we're getting on to it. February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 3 games in a row. We are away. Victoriaville, Drummondville, and Shawinigan. Any thoughts? Predictions?
I think they're going to be on the ice.
Well, they're going to be on the ice.
Some ass.
There's going to be 2 goalies on the ice at a time.
Yeah.
Right. I think they got to get pucks deep and pucks to the net.
There's going to be a goalie goal, or at least a goalie assist.
10-0, goalie goal.
10-0 with a goalie goal.
And we're getting Luke Woodworth. We're just going to borrow him for one of those games.
No problem, Tom.
So Susan says, I am tired of people getting and walking in front when play is on. Don't get Eden started. 3 out of 6 points, Trevor says. I think that's a fair guess, actually.
You guys think you have it bad. Try having railings on either side of you where the kids just love to stand, or people that just are waiting to go to their seats.
She got Eden started. She got Eden started.
You know what gets me? Is when the ushers stop them when they're already halfway up the stairs. Just let them go. Because you stopping them is blocking it even longer.
Mm-hmm.
Eden says, Susan, you're not wrong. Mike says, you missed the high 5 days, Colin. That kids climb and push
you saw
over each other.
You saw it at the end of last year.
Yeah. You're talking when we were all around the
You saw it in overtime.
The tunnel.
Yeah. You saw it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You didn't get you got about 98% of what it was before, but you did definitely experience it.
Yeah. That's the whole reason we moved to those seats, because we wanted that interaction with the players, right? But that got taken away this year. So I think we're definitely going down Drummondville, no overtime. I think, Victoriaville. Drummondville, maybe overtime. And we're going to lose. And then I think we should beat Shawinigan. And that, Shawinigan's the last one, so we may not even beat Shawinigan after playing 2 games 2 nights before. I don't know.
Who are you starting? First game.
First game's Russo.
Second game.
Russo.
You're going Russo back to back?
Yeah, and then third game will be... no, you know what? No, you're right. I'd probably put Milner against Drummondville and then Russo in against Shawinigan. I think Shawinigan's an easy win, and I think having 2 fresh goalies on those nights might be beneficial. Rumor about the Shawinigan game. Dylan, do you want to mention that?
Nope, that's not.
No, you don't want to mention it?
Nope.
Nothing.
No.
I kind of wanted to mention it.
So the rumor is I think Shawinigan might wear white.
That is not the rumor, but we won't say
we're
it.
We're gonna wear green.
If they don't want to say it, I won't say it. Why is my name being brought up? Upper Bowl was really bad with Melissa? I don't know. Ask Eden. Third depends on 1 and 2. I think he's talking about the goalies.
No, they're saying the third game. The result of the third game depends on how 1 and 2
No,
do.
I think he's saying the third game goaltender depends on who plays better in the first 2.
Yeah. Owen says, I mean, Shawinigan is a good team. After they made the trades, they did, but they're
not better than us.
There's no punctuation. It's so hard for me to read. They're definitely not better than us. And although, Peitsch has been doing pretty good there. I like watching him on their team. He's doing well. And while we're talking about it, I follow the Titan now because of Ponzetto, and Ponzetto's doing really well too. Like he's getting points. He's on second line.
Pucks deep, pucks to the net.
Pucks to the net. That's who was asking.
Nobody likes Bathurst.
So, I want to touch on something.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to touch on how the lines have been lately.
Okay.
So they've been playing good the past. No, they've been playing good the past couple of games since the military night. They've actually been playing. The lines have been staying the same. Guys have been playing together. There's been chemistry being built, and then Reynolds goes down on Friday, and Sunday comes. And then now put Kilfoyle up in his position on the second line with Sprinar and Denis. And that line did not click at all.
No.
Those 3 together did not click.
So I want to touch on that subject. It took a long time for first line to click with Kilfoyle. It's going to take just as long for the second line to click with Kilfoyle. Kilfoyle's a great player. Not taking nothing from the kid. He's just not there yet. I don't think
he's only 16.
Yeah, he can't mesh well with those players at this level, at this age.
That line, I know people aren't a fan of him, but that game on Sunday, that second line was missing Reynolds.
Yep. They mesh well together. I don't think Reynolds is a great player, but they definitely played well together. I'll agree with that. I don't think Reynolds. I still don't think Reynolds wants to be here. I've seen him outside. He doesn't talk to people. He's just. It doesn't seem he wants to be here. But while he was with those 2 other boys, maybe it was the fact that the unfamiliarity with the team, that they were all 3 new players, and that's why they played so well together. I don't know, but the second line was doing amazing with Reynolds. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Trevor thinks that LFD is going to go on a score streak, go off on a score streak with Shawinigan. I hope so.
I hope both him and Sprinar do.
Yeah. Love the first line. Dan says 3 in a row is tough. Agreed. Sometimes a change is good for the players involved. Is good. I think they would put Logan on the second line. Jared says I think they should put Logan on the second line. I'd be down for that. I wouldn't be against that. I like Crosby.
I find the issue with that is Crosby's a right winger, and it's the left wing position that's the left winger center that's needs to be filled.
Yeah. But I like Crosby. I think once he's on a better line, he'll do better. Yeah, a lot of people were asking what LFD stood for in our section. I think
Let's
that's awesome.
flip and go.
I think it's awesome that you guys collectively, the three of you, have signs at almost every side of the rink. Maybe somebody should get on the other side with one. I like that sign. It's clean. It's everybody knows. Well, the player just at least know what it is. So I love those signs. I think
I don't know. I did hear one player ask somebody what it meant.
Who was it?
They were in the box one of the games because somebody was in the box and they showed the LFD on the screen, and I'm pretty sure they looked over to the guy who attends the box and asks, "What does that mean?" And it was one of our guys.
I'm gonna say Schultz.
But it's not coming to me who it was. I forget what game it was, but I definitely remember full on hearing that because I can hear what happens in the bench or in the box if they talk loud.
Yeah. So we got our tickets.
Go ahead.
We got our tickets for Moncton's game, by the way, Ryan. We're not going to be sitting with you guys though. We're right where me and you were, Dylan, last time we were up.
Yeah, I'd prefer to be in my own section, but I'm not nosying around. I'll just take it and leave it.
Yeah. LFD, Travis says LFD knows. Yes, LFD does know. I love that. That's all I have down. So if anybody wants to say anything in the comments or anything else they want to talk about.
So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that LFD sign to LMD.
LMD? What's that?
Yeah. Luke Madee.
Luke Madee.
I'm going to chime in here for a sec for those that are watching, and obviously the three of us as well. The jersey auction, it is still live for at least another hour and a half. If you haven't already gotten your bids in, you're looking to get a jersey from the military night, jump on over. It closes at 9 o'clock tonight. So that's 8 o'clock Eastern, which will be 9 o'clock Atlantic.
That's another thing I want to touch on. There's not the highest bid on a jersey right now is $825.
Yeah, they're not that high, eh?
Do you think them doing that jersey sale hurt this?
No, I don't. I think the fact that they're finally moderating and watching the bids is hurting this.
But I'm saying, do you think they would go higher if they waited to announce that they were doing that special jersey sale where they had D&D jerseys there?
No.
I don't think so, because I think that this was just a nice little added touch doing the theme jersey night sales. I think the lack of sales in the D&D is the fact that they're finally moderating it. Because last year and even earlier in this auction, there were some ridiculous bids of people just trying to outbid people for the sake of outbidding people.
This auction, those were accidents.
One of them was. I'd say one of them was. I say the other one wasn't.
I think two were. It was the same numbers.
No, but the number 2, the blank jersey that Hal wore, the first bid, or the bid was $300, and then the next one was $6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be $600.
That's hard. That's hard for me to see that being a mistake. The Russo one, it was $650, and then it was $6,675. That one I can see being a mistake by the double tapping the 6. But the other one, I think that was somebody just trying to play the system.
Yeah, like put a shit bid in, like bid 200 and then get somebody else to bid 5,000.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
To me, that's too much of a gap.
Yeah.
If they would have went 3,000, 50, whatever, then I could see it being a mistake. But to go from 300 up to 6,000, I don't see that. I see that somebody trying to play the system.
There's definitely a way to beat the system. We got a couple comments coming in right now. Dan says, this road trip, let's hope we'll build some off-ice chemistry. I agree. I think that's exactly what's needed. A part of what's needed, I would say, for the team with the new players and such. So I agree. I think some off-ice chemistry can do us well. And Owen says, can we talk coaching, or did the Midgley hate stop? Definitely not. I touched on it a bit tonight. Midgley doesn't get a pass because we had a couple good games. when we're doing good, and maybe it's just me seeing what I want to see, but when we're doing good, I find he's very vocal. And when we're doing bad, I find he's very quiet and head down. And I think there's a clear correlation. They need guidance when they're on the ice, and I don't think Midgley gives it enough. That and our power play shit, and our overtime is shit. Those things need to be addressed.
Our overtime is the same 3 players, is it not?
Yeah, well, the first line is.
Yeah.
Every game.
And it's not working, and at some point we need to hold people accountable.
It hasn't really been working all year.
No, not all year, 100%.
Even when Cataford was off of that. Something else I want to touch.
Yeah.
Vidicek.
Yeah.
Something seems to be going on with him.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that his goal last night, was it last night? Yeah. I thought I was hoping that might pull him out of whatever funk he might be in, but it's too soon to tell. Maybe he's better now that he got the monkey off his back.
He had 2 points last night, which is fantastic. It definitely helped us. However, something doesn't seem to be right with him, and I've noticed this since he's been cut for Team Canada.
Yeah,
I've been noticing as well, and I chop it down to being maybe homesick.
Well, he had the break at home.
Yeah, he had more than others at home, actually. Him and the four of them, didn't they?
Nope, because he was at camp, and then he came right back the day after and we played a few games, and then it was the break.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're gonna say that, then our other boys aren't feeling it. Furlong's playing better than I've ever seen him.
Russo's
hit
or miss.
Russo's still the best goalie in the league.
Is he just running numbers? Is he just running from previous numbers?
We'll check out the games.
You can still, right? But you can still be the top goaltender in the league. If he was at a 1.9 goals against average before all this, and now he's at I'm just throwing numbers out here. These aren't actual facts. So if he was at a 1.9 before he came back, and now he's at a 2.12, he's arguably doing worse, but he's still riding that wave.
I think he was at like a 2.5 before the juniors.
Okay. I think he's reliving or is letting the loss of Team Canada affect him a little bit too much.
I don't see it. Nope.
I do, because he's so passionate about the game, and I mean, all of our boys that played were very passionate for playing for Team Canada. I mean, look at Jake. He apologized for letting the nation down, which is not the case. But
that was taken out of context. He did not say that.
Okay, well, I just you follow it way deeper than I do. I just think playing for a national sport and having tens of thousands of people watch you, and it can go to your head, and then if things happen like a loss that it did, it'll hurt you for a little bit. And I think that might be what's going on with Russo as well. He's playing phenomenally, but there are some little stupid goals that I've noticed that he would have stopped before.
No, I agree that can have an effect on somebody's mental stasis, but I don't think that's what's going on with Russo. Russo's not disappointing us. He's letting in, the same as always, a couple goals a game for the most part. He let in more than that last night, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think he's good to go. I think his confidence is here, no matter what happens. I think he knows what kind of game he has. Furlong, he's playing better than I ever seen. The only one I see it affecting is Vidicek. And that might not even what's affecting Vidicek. He was in a yellow jersey practicing a few weeks ago, was he not?
Not too long ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he could be have something that's hurting him a little bit, right? It could be a mental game, it could be a physical game. I'm not going to speculate and say I know for sure, but I don't personally think that's what's affecting Russo. I don't think Russo's doing bad at all. Just my opinion.
I'm not saying he's doing bad. He's not doing as good as he was.
Trevor said Vidi and Caddy are missing Dumais, and I can see that playing a role on Vidicek, because Vidicek's played with him since they were kids. So I can see that being an issue for sure. Power play hasn't done fuck all. This is Dan, and they have.
No,
X
but when
amount
we get a
of-
power play, we may as well just call it pass the puck.
They scored 2 goals last game.
Yeah, that doesn't make up for as bad as it's been all season. And we
No, but it could still be the spark of something.
yeah, it could be. It
Right?
could be.
Just like Vidicek getting that goal could be getting the monkey off his back finally, right? Like,
Yeah.
we don't know until the next games happen how things progress.
Trevor says that bonk goal is living rent free in his head. I don't think it is. I think he's such a professional on the ice, and I think is the moment that happened, I think it was out of his memory. I just see him as a professional. I don't think much can really bother him. Look at the game where he let in 3 goals in 5 goals in 3 minutes, whatever the hell it was. It was crazy, and he didn't get taken out, and we come back to win. I think he is one of those players that can, put something out of his mind, not worry about it, and get back to business. So I don't think anything's really affecting him mentally. DeMay slows the game down and opens ice up for them both. I agree with that. DeMay's a skilled playmaker, right, Ryan?
Yep. Let's just next topic.
So yeah. What were we talking about? I don't think yesterday. So Eden says I don't think yesterday, but the 2 previous games finally outshot the other teams. I think that's improved quite a bit too. We're not doubled in shots as we were in previous weeks. The last, I'd say, 2 weeks, I think we've probably fought to change that because we're not getting doubled in shots anymore.
So we were outshot the last 2 games, but we weren't doubled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm fine with like 3 or 4 shots more than us. It's the 40 shots to 20 shots that I don't like seeing. Don't get him going, Colin. He's talking about you and Dumais there, Ryan.
I figured.
Yeah. So that's it for me. If anybody else has something to say, I'm glad to chat for a little bit. But if everybody else is done, I can be done, and we can end this. I really hope we play.
Just hanging out.
Do you think they're gonna have Tim Hortons at the kids' gate?
The amount of people at the Christmas skate or whatever you want to call it that said, "Wow, they actually brought Tim's for once." I said, "Well, we were all told it was coming. We just weren't told when."
Yep. No, we had Tim Hortons, but it was just hot chocolate at the skate.
Yeah, well, it was hot chocolate on speed. It every time I had a glass of it, I was like, "Ooh, this is like hot chocolate with energy."
So what that was, Eden, is that Tim Hortons was a trial. That hot chocolate was a trial at the rink, and
that chocolate milk, hot chocolate, milk, chocolate,
whatever the fuck that was, was a trial at the rink. I don't think we're getting Tim Hortons now. Whew. All right. We didn't see Noah in the chat tonight. There's a bunch of regulars that weren't here, that are typically here that aren't here. So hope you guys are all healthy and doing well and just didn't make it for other reasons. Trevor says they always had Tim's hot chocolate at the skates. Oh, did they? That's nice of them. That's nice of them. Better than that Van Hoot stuff. Am I right, Eden? Get out of here. All right, guys, that's it for us. I hope you're all healthy, safe, and happy out there. And as always, go Moose, go.